If you're struggling to get a good burr on your scraper, it's probably not the burnishing that's giving you trouble. Starting with a brand new scraper, anyone can roll a burr. The real problem shows up when you try to reset it back to square. That edge has to have two perfect 90-degree corners, and if it doesn't, nothing about the burnishing process is going to save you. Today, you and I are going to build a tool that resets your scraper cleanly and quickly, basically a factory reset for the edge. Let's get started. To make this, you need two things. I've got a mill file here. The teeth are very fine. They don't catch my fingers as I run my fingers across it like this, as well as a block of wood. This is 9 inches long. It's a 2x6, but we're going to be just cutting off a little section from it. I'll start off by cutting my block to 1 5/8. I've raised my blade so that it's 3/4 of an inch off the tabletop, and I'm going to find the approximate center, which is, that looks pretty good right there. And I'm going to make a series of passes until my file fits in there perfectly. Now this is a little bit looser than I wanted, but it'll work just fine. I've tilted my blade 5 degrees and we'll make another cut. This time I want to move my fence in just a little bit, about half the width of my tooth here, this is a 3/32 blade. And this is my full cut when I'm done. You can see that there's just a little bit of a gap, and that will be enough for my card scraper to slide in. To use this, I'll press my file up against the side that I didn't cut the diagonal on, and it's just going to slide right on top of my scraper like this. And I'm going to make a light pass, feel it, and make another light pass. I think I've already cleaned that up actually. It really does not take very long or very much to do this. With that side done, I flip it around. I use that same little diagonal cut. I slide this inside, and I can do it again. You don't need to wedge this on here. You're basically just removing that little tiny hook. So just light passes until you can feel that it's gone. And that looks pretty good. Now what I'll do is I'll flip this on the side. My diagonal cut is down here, and I'm just going to run it back and forth. Now as I feel this, I can feel that there's a sharp corner, almost like I've created a burr, and I think that I'm ready now to go ahead and burnish it. I'll drop my blade down about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And I've got a burr. Let's try this out. Very simple, very easy, and you only need a 2x4 and a file. To level this up, I'm going to do a few things. First of all, the one problem with this is that in time, the file does get loose. You end up focusing more on trying to hold it in place as you use it, and it can be annoying. It does work, but I want to keep it from moving. This is also a little blocky. You can round the corners, which I'll do, but I really want to add a grip to the side. With the body, I want this to be a little bit taller than my last one. This is 1 5/8. I think I'm going to go up to 2.5 inches and see how I like that. And I want to make it as long as my file. So right there should be 12 inches. Let me check. Yep, it's about 12 inches long. So I'll cut this to 12 inches by about 2.5 inches, and it is 1 3/4 inches thick. If you don't have something this thick, you can always just glue a couple pieces together. In the last one, I came in 3/4 of an inch. On this one, I want to go up to 15/16. This is a little bit wider, so it's going to be able to make up for that space. Just like before, I'm going to find the approximate center, make a cut, flip it, and make another cut. And just like before, I'm going to move this 5 degrees. Now I'm going to bring this over again about 1/2 of the width of the tooth. I think I'll lower the blade just a little bit. And with it all said and done, you can see my little tiny gap right there. It really does not need to be very big at all. Now I want to add my threaded wood inserts on either side of this. I'll use my marking gauge and set it at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to make a mark on this side as well as over here. Before I drill this out, it's really important to note that you want to make sure that you have your gap on this side so that when you push down against your file, it's going to profile that flat back end, which is straight. I am using a 3/8 drill bit here. Normally I think I'd go with a 5/16, but because it is so close to the corner, I obviously don't want any tear out. Now the best way that I've found to install these is to use an Allen wrench inside of a drill press because it keeps everything straight. Go ahead and add that now, and then what I'll do is I'll just push it and turn. Now that does work, but I'm afraid I'm going to split it if I put it all the way down inside of it. So I made the mistake of not chamfering around the hole. With both holes done, before I add the inserts, I'm going to add the grip on the top. With a recent bite-sized video, I showed how you can make a faux cove here with a router, and that's what I want to do. I'm not going to make it as deep as this, but it's going to look very similar to this when I'm done. I want to start off by marking my valley inside, what I want it to be when it's done. I don't want it to get into this area over here, so I'm going to draw a line, and then I think I'm going to go right about here on the other side. I'm going to use a core box now, and I'm going to line it up with the center of the point. So right there is going to be my center, and right about there is where the end of it is. I'll do the same thing on the other side. So what I need to do now is cut this little tiny area out here. I've raised my blade so that's 3/8 inch off the tabletop. I'll line that mark up to the end of the tooth, and I think I'm going to drop the blade just a little bit. I think that's a little too deep. So maybe about 1/8 inch lower. I'll put this on top of my core bit and make sure that it's pressed all the way down, and then I'm just going to lower this. I've moved my final marks down to the side here, and that's going to tell me where to stop. What I want to do now is take some small cuts and then move a little bit further until I've made cuts all the way up to that line. And now I'll just use a chamfer bit to knock off the corners. And that's what it looks like when it's done. Now all you're going to need is a 1/4 inch flathead screw, and we'll slide this in place. This is 1 inch long, and we are done. So let's go try this out. Same setup as last time. I'm going to slide this on, but I'm going to do something a little bit differently. I found that pushing it forward is much more difficult. So like a Japanese pull saw, I'm going to be pulling it back, and I found that that's a lot easier. So I'll put this in. I don't want to push it all the way down. Just enough to clean off the burr that's there. Flip it around to the other side. Now I'll flip it on the side, and we're going to file this down until we get some nice sharp edges on the sides. And what I find is that there's these little sharp burrs that feel like they're popping up, but it's really just the metal that's been pushed over. And once you get to that point, that's when you're ready to use a burnisher. If you wanted to, you could even clean up the edges a little bit more. We're ready to add the burr. Oh, that's sharp. Guys, I am really happy with this, but let's take the card scraper over and try it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. No matter which one you use, I think you're going to be really happy with this. If you think that this could help you, give this video a like, subscribe, and please thank my patrons in the comments for helping to keep these projects going. And remember to keep making things.